Fiber Arts, and today we are doing a special project. I am going to make some fingerless mitts for my sister. She put in a special request. My niece has Raynaud's, and I made her, gosh, it's been a while now, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I made her some fingerless convertible mittens so she could flop the mitten top over when her fingertips are really cold, and she loved them so much. I made my sister a pair, and she took both of them when she left for college. So my sister just texted me and was like, I would love another pair. So I had talked to her about what she likes. So she's like me, her favorite color is green. So she wanted to do like a fade, and so I thought this was a great opportunity to show you how to break down a braid and do with it what you want. This is a wonderful 70/30 Shetland silk braid from Into the World. The colorway is called Always Greener. So it's around 115 grams. So we're going to divide this in half. But first we're going to open it up. What I'd like to do, so when I'm planning doing fingerless mitts, this is basically a 4-ounce braid, and I don't need 4 ounces, and I want to make sure I get the whole fade in. So I'm going to set this up and separate it out so that my into 2 separate 2-ply spins, so that when I do the mittens they'll match. I know you see me all the time, I do non-matchy socks because I kind of dig that, but for mittens I'm going to make this fade match. Look at this gorgeousness. It is so beautiful. It has a really lovely sheen. This is going to wear well its top, so it's going to be a nice, wonderful 2-ply. And the pattern that she picked was very simple. It was just stockinette stitch, has a thumb out to the knuckle, and then a little ribbed area down here. So it'll be a quick knit. She wants it a little bit longer, so I believe it's going to be probably 1.5 ounces to make the mittens. So I am going to start by dividing up the green and the gray, and the way I'm going to do that is just stripping it like this. My thought is first to strip it in half, and that's what I'm going to do. So first I'll strip it in half just so it's easier to manage. So, and this is 53. This is more like what I want though. This will be the right amount of yarn. So I'm going to divide this one into half here. So we're going to do 26-ish. So I now have, I'm just going to set this other piece off to the side, and I'm going to divide that into half later. But this is for my sister's fingerless mitts here. This part will be the part I'll be working with. Will be this and this half here. And these are about 25 grams each. So I'll end up with about 50 grams total, which I think is going to be the right amount. So what I'm going to do is just kind of strip out the darker greens and the lighter greens. And then I'll just do the other side to match this. So first all I'm doing is just dividing up the colors here. So this is just the basic, because this will blend a little whenever I apply it too. So I'm not too worried about it being exact, but it's going to be great. This is what you call pre-drafting. That's all I'm going to do is just keep breaking this up in the way that I want it to look. Green to green. This is going to be a nice big chunk as is right there. I really like the way this is looking. Basically, we're going to do a progressive spin, green through gray. What you see here, I'm going to divide this in half, and that'll be the 2-ply for 1 fingerless mitten. So each mitten is going to be around 25-ish grams. So I'm going to spin this, I think I'll just start with the gray. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make little nests, and I'm going to keep them in order. And I'm going to wind everything the same way. So I'm going to start from this end, spinning. So I just tuck in the top there. And these, it doesn't matter as much which order I spin them in. Just that I start at the right end every time here. But these are going to be all the darker greens. And then I'll do the same thing with the other one. And then I'll do the same thing with both. So it doesn't matter to me which of these I spin first out of this row. So that's the way I'm going to store them. And these, again, I don't think is going to matter as much. So there's a lot of little flying bugs out here today. It's a beautiful day. I just didn't realize there were so many bugs out here. Little bugs are everywhere. And I think I'll start spinning. No, I guess I'll start spinning with the green. It doesn't really matter because it matters how I ball it at the end if I want to do the cuff and up. So I'm going to put these in my bowl, but I'm going to put them in order. So I'm just putting them around here so I'll know which ones are in which layer, and I will just pull them out and spin them. I guess because I'm putting it on my bowl this way, I'll be spinning the green first. That's okay. Green's my favorite color, so I like spinning green first anyways. Oh, this is gonna be so pretty. All right, so now I have them all neatly layered in my bowl and I'm ready to go. I'm just gonna do the same thing with this other one and then we'll get it on the wheel. We are ready to start spinning the single. And remember that this is a quarter of the braid. So I made the little nests. I did end up going ahead and open them up. It just made it a little bit easier for me and I laid them across here. So I have them in the right order. But the thing to remember is I am doing this per mitten, so I divided that braid in half, and then when I divided it into two progressive strips, each of those is 25-ish grams, 30 grams I think it came out to. So this is going to be a very quick progressive spin. Each 2-ply is going to be 1 mitten. So I'm going to do 4 singles, but 2 will match, and then I'll ply those together. It will all become clear. So we're gonna get started, and I just wanna show you here, I'm probably just gonna lay these across my lap, or maybe I'll just put them someplace I can reach them. But I'm gonna start with the darker green ones here. So I've got this lovely one here, and this lovely one here. These. And I'm going to start spinning those together, and then this one I'm actually going to break and flip because I think that'll blend better into the gray. So there's going to be a little bit of fiddling going on because this was a hand-painted braid. If it was a blended braid, it would have been a lot easier to separate, but this will be great. You'll have to trust me. So I think what I want to do here is spin a 22 single, and that should get me in the neighborhood of what I want. See how right off the bat, let's check our twist and everything here. That looks about a 22. Yep, I think we are right there, spot on. And let's check our twist. Ah. Yep, I like it. It's looking very nice. So I think we're gonna just do that. Usually I make the sample with what I just did on that ply bag test.
I didn't do it on this one because I'm trying to cut the yarn very close because I'd like to get 2 pairs of mittens out of this because I want to do one for me too. And I was thinking about that and I wanted to show you the difference in the yarn. I was going to divide the whole thing up like this and then just spin 2, well, it would be 4 separate 2-ply progressive spins for the 4 mittens I was going to make. But what I think I'm going to do is do this the progressive way because my sister really wants it like this. And then I'm going to spin the other one as it is. My sister and I will be able to tell ours apart when we're visiting. So I'm coming up upon a slightly lighter patch of this. So I think what I'm going to do is switch over to this darker bit here. And there will be a little bit of variegation in this as we go along. And that's cool. That's what it's supposed to do. But when it plies with the other side, I think it will give us a consistent fade, progressive type color here. Kind of an ombre from dark to light green and then through light gray to the darker gray. And I'd like to have around a worsted weight yarn, and I think a 22 will do that if I can actually spin a consistent 22. Sometimes I get too thin. And remember, the twist is also important on this, and I am having a moderate amount of twist. I'll show you on the ply back here to see this looks a little thin. I don't think this is 22 anymore. Well, it's not bad. All right, well, let's see. Actually, it turned out pretty good. Let's show you on here. Here is our ply back. And here is, and there'll be a little bit of blooming. So right now, it looks like we're around a 10, which would be a DK weight, but I think that we'll end up with a 9 at this 22 WPI, and I think it'll be a lovely worsted weight. The other thing that I was gonna show you is our angle of ply on the ply back test here. And I'm looking at the S ply, and I'm about a 25 right now, and I think that's going to be great. You know, really 25 to 30 is good, and I think this is giving me a lovely, beautiful twist and a nice structure to the yarn. So I'm trying to get somewhere between a 25 and a 30 on my final ply, and this is just giving me, the ply back test is just letting me know that I have enough energy in my single that I can get the twist on the ply that I want. And I readily admit that this was one of the more fiddly projects. I want to show you the bobbin here in just a second, but this is what I have left. So I'm going to do my transition into gray. I wanted to show you my bobbin, even though I'm suffering from ugly bobbin syndrome because I forgot to move my hook and it heaped all up and then slid off, but oh well. So this is the darker gray, and you can see I had some lighter gray here, and then it progressed to the darker gray. So it's going to be really nice, and you'll be able to see it better once we ply. Here we go. I have spun my second single. Now, no ugly bobbin syndrome because I wasn't chatting, and I paid attention to moving my hooks. So this looks lovely, and this is going to be more representative of what it's going to look like. It is nighttime out now, so my lighting's a little different. But I can show you that this is the green going into the pale, then the light gray, and then the dark gray here at the end. We're all set to 2-ply. I am really excited about this, and hopefully this is going to be wonderful. I think it is. I've just done a little teeny bit of a 2-plying here, and I got a new drive band for my wheel. What I was noticing was it was getting harder and harder to treadle with my wheel, and I think the old drive band, the poly drive band, was it was thicker than this, and it didn't have as much stretch as this new one does to begin with. And it was the original band that came with my wheel, but it just got like stiffer over time to the point where I was always having to be on this tiniest whirl on the jumbo flyer just to treadle, and if I added any tension at all, it was just getting difficult to pedal, and I think it was putting some abnormal pressure on this 3D printed piece, and I was worried it was going to be asymmetric. So I decided to get a new band, and oh my gosh, it's like miraculous. So another thing to consider, if things aren't going the way that you like, it was just a slow change over time, and I was like, whoa, this is not right. Something is definitely not going the way that it should. And I was looking at it, and I was like, you know what, I think it's this drive band. It was all yellowed and stuff, so I changed it, and I'm excited. Let's see how it works. Oh my gosh, this is like unbelievably smooth. Holy moly. So just we're two-plying this, and we're gonna end up with we're starting with the dark gray here. I just want to make sure that I get a nice angle of ply happening, and with my new drive band, I just need to check things out just a touch to make sure that I am where I think I am. Let's see. And no, I think I do want a little bit more twist in this. Just a touch more. Let's put a little bit more in. And I do want it on the lowest treadle. This is so easy to tread. It's like insane. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't do this years ago. I got two of them too. I got a new one for my minstrel, but my minstrel is still very flexible and nice, because that's not the original on the minstrel I have downstairs. I replaced that one because I broke it once. I ordered two new ones. So now I have one extra in case something bad happens. It's always good to have an extra drive band laying around. Let's see if this extra, if I put too much in now. Let's see what we got. It looks like I might have a little too much. Yeah, no, it's about 30. So I actually like this. I'm going to keep going with this twist. Initially I said I was just going to spin it straight, but what I decided was I think I could squeeze a hat out for my sister too, matching in the same progressive way. And I'll show you a picture of one that I did a few years back for my best friend. And I did the mittens and the hat, and I very, very specifically measured out the yarn. I was way more meticulous than I was with this one, and it turned out amazing. It was probably one of my favorite things I've knit. I'm not much of a pink person, and it was like a transition from like a pale pink to like a darker red, and it was called All the Wines. I remember that. I love the title, or I love the name of the colorway. All right, I still pretty happy with this, but I think I want a little more twist. A little more twist. I might end up going to a smaller whirl. Let's see. If this doesn't get it, I'll just go down to the smaller whirl. Let's see if I like this. Nope, not enough twist. All right, let's drop down. Let's see what we got. Maybe this will do it. A little less draw. There we go. Let it hang around outside the orifice just a second longer. And I'm treadling at the same speed. It's just that now my ratio is such that one treadle is going to have my flyer go around more times, so I can get more twists without having to change my rhythm, which is what I was trying to figure out there, is, you know, what do I need to do to keep my rhythm and get the twist that I want. So one of the things I do to try to spin a consistent yarn is, once I find what I like, I get like a rhythm by counting the treadle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I let it go in. 1, 2, 4, 5, let it go in, and I'm count that. I think this is going to be the what I want, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 count, and then going on. And then once you figure that out, you'll have to focus, you know, for a few minutes, but then you'll just start remembering it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let it go on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm kind of pushing it on the 5. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think that that's what I want. Let me pull this back here and take a look. Right here. Let's see. So this one is right on 30. Right on 30. I love it. It's right there. So this is what I want. So it's the 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it go onto the flyer. We're just about the end. Oh, I'm at the end. Wow. So this is what good measuring does for you. Let me show you what I have here. This is what's left over. This is how much I didn't use. While we're waiting for the yarn to dry, I thought I would show you the other progressive spin that I used for mitts and a hat. I made this hat and mitt set for the amazing Judy Leppo, and she wore this on her Alaska cruise, and she said it was absolutely perfect, and she loved it, and she sent me lots of pictures from Alaska with her wearing it. I think this gives a good demonstration of how the progressive colorway ended in the exact same place on each mitten and on the hat. I was very pleased with the way this one came out. Here is our final yarn. I think there'll be enough here to do a nice little hat and fingerless mitt set. Also, my sister has really skinny wrists, so we'll be good to go. This ended up being a worsted weight yarn. It is so pretty. I am working with the fade. See, my daylight is fading here. The light that I have, and you can't really appreciate the sheen, but the silk is giving this a nice little shine to it. This is going to be so pretty. I love the Shetland silk is just one of my favorite blends. It's just versatile and wonderful and soft and just lovely. I will show you these once I get them knitted up. Hopefully I will be able to get a picture of her in them at Thanksgiving if I am fast enough. I probably won't be. If not, there's always Christmas. I wanted to zoom in a little bit closer here. I did a little bit higher angle of twist on this. If you can see right here on the white one, you can see I did this at like 30, and I did the hat one at like 25, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to have the hat be a little softer and a little lighter and a little stretchier as opposed to the gloves, which are going to be harder wearing. And so I made sure that my twist was a little bit higher. Let's see if we can compare them here. And this is the same weight yarn too, so you can see the difference in the twist. So if you're going to do something that you want to wear well, you see right here, I think this is probably the best area to see it on this whiter one here. And then you compare it with this, which is also very nice twist, but this one is like 25 and this one's 30. So difference in the twist, depending on how you want to use your yarn. So a lot about when you spin is what you want to do with the final product. If you want to make gloves, make maybe a little more twist so you get a little firmer yarn so it'll wear a little better, kind of like socks. You're going to be doing a lot of things with your hands. Whereas a hat, it can be a little softer, a little less twist, because you're not going to hopefully do too many somersaults and felt up the hat. All right, I am going to get cracking on this. I will see you guys next time. Until then, enjoy this beautiful fall weather and spin happy.